What is happening, everybody? I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and welcome back to Dragon Age 2. So in the last episode, we did All That Remains. We actually lost our mother. Uncle Gamlin had a hard time. He actually is the one that went to go break the news to Bethany. But now the serial killer is all wrapped up from Kirkwall. The city streets are much safer again. As Varric stated in Demands of the Qun, with the streets now safe from the Kirkwall killer, all attention is focusing on the growing Qunari problem. The Viscount will send a letter noting any new concerns, and then here, with following the Qun, we have a letter from the Viscount arrived recently. It must contain a matter of importance to Kirkwall, so let's check the writing desk. And here we have it. Following the Qun, Sir Apparition Hawke, please come speak to me, and only me, in my keep. It is a matter of the utmost privacy and urgency, and I can trust it to no one else. Viscount Dumar. Now, I would imagine, given what we know about the Viscount and his political leanings and how he tries to keep everything with his son, specifically a secret, because the Viscount is actually, he gets a bad rap, but he's actually accosted from all sides here, really. He has the Chantry in his ear, the Templars in his ear, the Qunari in his ear, and all the politics and nobles, merchants, and people in between. The Chantry wants to fight the Qunari wants to fight the Chantry, but mainly they're just looking for a relic that nobody can find. But they'll defend themselves, right? The Qunari are also pulling in converts, which makes the Viscount look weak to the Templars and the Chantry because he's allowing his people, essentially, to switch to a foreign religion. Obviously, that's going to rub the Chantry the wrong way. The nobles and all the shady dealings going on here in Kirkwall, that is obviously all made harder by the Qunari presence, because they're not going to be able to operate in the same space as the Qunari, because Qunari find that kind of thing reprehensible. You have all these different people vying for positions and wanting him to do something, and he's just trying to keep the peace. On top of all that, his son happens to be quite fond of Qunari, and I'm sure, since he's asking us to only speak to him, I'm sure this somehow involves his son. The quest title being Following the Qun also is a good little hint towards that I think his son might be on another foray into the Qunari teachings. But we'll see. We'll see what the Viscount needs from us. But I imagine it's probably about Seamus. And I tried to stay out of his dealings with his son because it's not my place to educate the Viscount how to be a father. That's between them, right? That's why we stayed out of it the last time we were in the office talking about it. But I imagine what he wants here is something to do with that.
It is apparently not enough that the Qunari define my political life. They must also infect what I hold personal.
That would be Seamus, then.
It is my son, Seamus.
Yeah, I thought so, given the privacy request.
He would now squander by converting to the Qun. He has left for the Qunari Compound. Please, Sir Hawke, convince Seamus to come home.
It's interesting that he sees converting to the Qun as squandering his life, because they're actually treated quite well as long as they assume the role they're given and do it well. I mean, a lot of directionless people would love to join the Qunari, right? Like, just reading the teachings of the Qunari in the Codex, you can see why it would appeal to somebody who feels like their life is meaningless or that they have a lack of direction. You can just immediately see why they would be so interested in the Qun, so it's not really... Some people would see it, giving their life away, but who are you to decide what religion somebody else follows, right? If they're happy there and content there and they feel fulfilled and they have meaning there, then how is that discarding a life? Maybe for Seamus and what he wants out of his life, sitting here in the keep, doing nothing, is discarding his life, you know?
The Arishok says nothing good about Kirkwall, yet he accepts conversions.
I cannot understand him. Maker knows I've tried, but he landed with, what, a few hundred men? Add up the deaths and defections, and the Arishok must need to bolster his ranks. I'm sure my son is quite the symbolic prize.
I would imagine the Arishok cares little about symbolic prizes from Kirkwall. I think it's just simply, under the demand of the Qun, they have to accept converts, right? Whether he's actively trying to convert them or not, if they ask, then I'm pretty sure he's obliged to allow it.
Did anyone else see him leaving for the compound?
He made no secret of it. I'm sure he intended it as another of his statements about closer relations. Your example inspired him. I might agree, but now is not the time. These matters are delicate.
He's politically dangerous, you mean?
The office must remain strong, Sir Hawke.
Yeah, Viscount Dumar here is stressed and depressed. He's getting hammered from all sides.
He is of age. The decision seems rightly his.
I would agree with that.
I want to let him find his way, but in my position, he's taken a great deal of inspiration from you. I want to allow his idealism, but not blindly. At best, my opponents will claim that my office is now in Qunari hands. At worst, I lose my son.
Well, I understand not wanting to let go of your children, right? I think a lot of parents would probably struggle with that. Once they come of age, they head out on their own. But that is part of life. You do eventually have to let them fly free and take their own path. There's only so much you can do, right? Once it's a grown-ass man, it's a grown-ass man, and he's going to go his own way regardless. As for the political shenanigans going on in the city, that I have a lot of sympathy with, because he's between a rock and a hard place, just getting hammered from everybody. So.
You know this will only end in trouble.
Fitting. That's where it started. My son is not foolish. He will listen to reason, and you are in the best position to offer that opportunity. Please, do what you can.
I will do what I can, and the main reason I'm concerned about this at all is because there is a lot of tensions rising between the two factions, and what a great statement it would make for Sister Petrice if she can somehow organize the death of Seamus to make it look like the Qunari directly assassinated Kirkwall royalty. What a great play that would be, and if he joins the Qun, then that's gonna be what happens, right? She's gonna have him murdered with Qunari weapons and leave him there with a spear in his stomach, and then she's gonna take that to the Chantry and the guard here and say that they directly killed, you know, for literally like Kirkwall royalty. The next in line for the throne of Kirkwall is dead because of the Qunari, and then that's gonna pop it all off. He definitely needs our help. There's the target, huh? So these people are directly looking for us. I had thugs, no doubt. I wonder who sent you. Couldn't be Sister Petrice, could it? I'm sure it was. Well, let's send these pieces of shit to Servano. Let them make us sort out who's right and wrong with them. I must admit, she's persistent and she's got balls to send thugs after me like that, because anybody could have guessed that that wouldn't go the way that they wanted.
Anti-Qunari? Anti-Viscount? Or Seamus himself not wanting to be rescued?
Seamus isn't the type. Let's go.
I agree. That just screams Sister Petrice to me. There's probably a whole new band of thugs that went after Seamus himself too. He's likely already dead.
You go ahead. I just remembered something.
Right. I forgot she doesn't like to exist in there. Let's pull Varric out for a second. Which, speaking of Varric, you need level ups, don't you? So let's get you ready for the next act, and then we'll do that. And we can give you 16 just to even it out. You have 2 ability points, but I'm not going to mess with them just yet. I'll worry about that later, because Isabella's going to be right back in after this anyways.
You're allowed, Basra, until the Arishok declares otherwise.
Okay, so this compound isn't closed to everybody like it was.
Hope the Arishok hasn't grown attached to the Viscount's boy.
I don't think it's going to be good news about the Viscount's boy.
Sirrah Hawke.
I'm here about the Viscount's son.
Are you? In 4 years, I have made no threat, and fanatics have lined up to hate us simply because we exist. But despite lies and fear, Baz still beg me to let them come to the Qun. They hunger for purpose.
I believe
The
that.
son has made a choice. You will not deny him that.
It does seem like a little political, but I don't think he necessarily has a choice in this. I think he's compelled to allow people to join if they choose to. They also probably do need reinforcements, but let's just cut to the chase with them.
No doubt you see the advantage of having the Viscount's son at arm's reach.
He is no longer the Viscount's son. Vidithari give up their lives for the certainty only Qunari know.
You would not take advantage of his connections.
The Qun may demand that advantage, but I do not. It was his choice to be educated. He is not my prisoner. He is not even here. He went to his father. Ask the Viscount why he would send you and a letter both.
That doesn't sound good.
That seems strange.
Yes, it does.
They are meeting at the Chantry. A last pointless appeal, I assume.
The Viscount would involve the Chantry?
No, he wouldn't.
No, but we know who would. Mother Petrice.
A suspect in many things. If she has threatened someone under my command again, there is only one response.
Don't make things worse by marching your men through the streets without cause.
This is cause. This is the last insult I will suffer, Hawke.
Yeah.
I will be watching.
I intend...
The Vidithari are of the Qun. This offense will have an answer.
I kind of agree with him. Like, how many of his men is he supposed to let die, right? You have the Sarabas, the people that were with him when he was taken, and then you have the people he sent to get them, and then you have the envoys, the people that were tortured for spectacle. You have everything that's going on with the Chantry, the other politics here. You have the Talvashoth. He's just getting fucked from all sides, and it's about time he got pissed about that, I think. It doesn't surprise me at all. Well, let's go try and fix this clusterfuck. The letter is obviously not from the Viscount, that's most definitely from Sister Petrice. Then it would appear that we are too late.
Sirrah Hawke,
Poor kid.
look at what you have done. To pounce upon the Viscount's son, a repentant convert in the Chantry itself. A crime with no excuse.
I wonder who you had do it.
Your Qunari
Was
masters
it the
will
Templar or your
find the
little thug
answer.
peasants back there?
You've been a headache, but to outright kill someone, that's new for you.
He deliberately denied the Maker. How many would follow if he went unpunished? And yet, even this sympathizer will inspire vengeance when his brutal murder is exposed.
You won't get the Qunari ousted. You'll get a slaughter on both sides.
To die untested would be the real crime. People need the opportunity to defend faith, starting with you. Earn your reward in this life and next. These heretics must die!
What is your goal here, you stupid bitch? Are you trying to become, like, Grand Cleric eventually? I'm sure she is. Like, I'm sure that's where her designs lead ultimately, right? Of course, she's in for a pretty big fucking surprise. A little peasant army here isn't not up for the task here. They won't be killing us, needless to say. Good job on good, Isabella. Oh, that's her pet Templar dead.
Let me die.
The Varnell's replacement is good as dead.
Do you see, Your Grace? Traitors attacking the very core of the Chantry. They defile with every step.
There is death in every corner, young mother. It is as you predicted. All too well.
There has indeed been a crime.
Forgive me, Your Grace, but you must know the truth about what happened here.
Don't you spout your Qunari filth. This is a hand of the Divine.
I have ears, Mother Petrice. The Maker would have me use them.
Viscount Dumas' son is dead. Killed here in your name.
I'm sure my name won't like that. Petrice?
Seamus Dumas was a Qunari convert. He came here to repent and was murdered.
It's a ruse, Your Grace. Seamus was killed to set people against the Qunari.
This is no longer a matter of heathens squatting in the docks. People are leaving us to join them.
And we must pray for them like any other.
They deny the Maker.
And you diminish him, even as you claim his side. Andraste did not volunteer for the flame. Sirrah Hawke, you act on behalf of the Viscount?
I do.
The young mother has erred in her judgment. A court will decide her fate. The Chantry respects the law, and so must she.
Grand Cleric? Grand Cleric?
I don't think she'll be making it to court. The Arishok said that the insult wouldn't go unanswered, if that's what it was. Well, you won't catch me doing anything about that.
We protect those of the Qun. We do not abandon our own.
I'm okay with that. So is she, apparently.
Send for Viscount Dumas.
She doesn't seem to care too much about that, does she?
My son. Murdered in the heart of the Chantry by those who held a sacred trust. What hope for this city when we fail our own so completely?
The Arishok is still here, Excellency. You must be ready to stand up to him.
I cannot. I have already failed where it mattered most.
He's always been a little impotent, but I think this is going to break him. Which is not exactly a
Please.
scar against his character. I think
Hawke.
losing a son like that would break most people.
Leave me.
If it makes you feel any better, the sister that did it is dead. Quite satisfyingly headshotted by an Avarod, actually. Yeah, there's honestly, this game is chock full of impotency in its characters.
But the Qunari and the Chantry and the Viscount's dead son won't simply fade from memory.
That's very true.
About that, Hawke, there's something I need to tell you at your house very, very soon.
Okay.
There's always something to look forward to.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of impotency here. There's that's a main quest too. Isabella finally wants to chat to us. There's the Viscount is impotent. He's never been able to really do any kind of action at all. He's just trying to balance all these different people on his shoulders and appease everybody. He's an appeaser. He's your stereotypical, archetypal, weak king. He's an appeaser. He just wants to make everybody happy. It's kind of like the One King, the King of Peace, inside House of the Dragon. The Targaryen king, Aerys, I think, one of those. He's the same way. Basically, in order to keep peace and not have any kind of confrontation, he just bends over backwards to keep everybody happy and never actually acts like a king. Like, peace is a valuable goal, but at what cost? You would sacrifice all the lives in this city from front to back just to get another week of peace? Like, is that what we're doing? And it's the same with the Grand Cleric there. I mean, I already mentioned in my Codex episode last time, but she's playing with everybody's life in Kirkwall like it's a chessboard. The way she said that children don't learn from their mistakes unless they're allowed to first make them. Like, okay, but this is not like somebody falling and scraping their knees. This is quite literally everybody's life at stake. She could have checked that mother right there way before it got to Seamus's death. She could have checked it when the seal was being misused, because she knew about that. You saw the way she reacted. She was full aware of all this stuff, but instead of intervening, she just decides to let it all stand and maintains the position that she'll intervene when the time is right. But if the time has not been right for all this time throughout this game, then I don't know when it will be, because she should have stepped in Act 1. when Sister Petrice was doing the things she was doing with the Cerebos. She should have been stepping into all this, but she hasn't. She hasn't lifted a finger. Both of them are completely impotent in the grand scheme of things, and they're not doing anything to prevent any of this problem from happening.
This is important. Don't interrupt with your selfish prattle.
Get off your high horse. I have problems too.
Ha! What drink should I order, and who's the father?
Oh, you little...
What is it now, you two?
Who's the father is crazy.
Hawke. The Arishok is sheltering 2 fugitives who have converted to the Qun. He must be convinced to release them. He's already feared because of Petrice. If people start to think he can ignore the law, I need your help so this doesn't get out of hand.
I'm going to die. There. Got your attention? Real problem.
The Arishok's sheltering criminals. That situation is untenable. He's not going to give them up. He just said Vidathari shed their titles and all their past life when they joined the Qun. So to them, they aren't criminals. You are not going to get them to give those people up. That's not going to happen. I'm sorry, Aveline, but you're not going to get those prisoners back. He's going to refuse.
Hold on. What's this about?
Remember the relic? The one Castillon is going to kill me over? A man called Wall-Eyed Sam has it. If you help me get it, Castillon won't kill me. Please.
I'm trying to keep the entire city from rioting against the Qunari.
Well, maybe it's connected.
What?
I'm just saying maybe it will help. It's important to someone, right?
Now you start being responsible? Shit.
This seems like an issue for you and your guards.
Yes, it does.
Quite a few of them.
Sending a full patrol would just increase tension. But you're right. I am the captain. It's my responsibility. But I suspect the Viscount was hoping I would bring this to you.
Then he should have come himself.
Yes, he should have.
Perhaps. But it's understandable that he's not at his best. I'd like to help him if I can.
Yeah, I'm sure the Viscount was planning on this.
Why has this come
I mean,
up
I've been the
so
go-between the
suddenly,
whole
Isabella?
time, right?
Sam's been talking to black market dealers all over Lowtown. It didn't take me long to get wind of it. What frustrates me is that he's held onto the relic so long.
Didn't take long is very subjective. I mean, I think it took you a pretty long fucking time, to be honest.
Tell me about Sam.
Sam used to run with Martin. Remember him? Martin says Sam's a bit of a magpie, picking up things that don't belong to him. Not a trustworthy sort. When Martin gave up raiding, Sam became a drifter.
Who was involved in this exchange?
Tevinter mages. I doubt they'll look kindly on us interrupting. Bring a sword. Or 12.
Well, I've got no problem killing Tevinters. That's quite fun, actually.
You're sure this is the relic you're after?
I've had my ear to the ground for a while. There was a description of the book. It's the right one.
Book? I thought you didn't know what the relic was.
Well, I know it's a book, but that's all I know. It's written in a foreign tongue. Honestly, what does it matter? It'll save me from Castillon, so I need it.
She's obviously lying about everything that she knows about this. At first, she didn't know what the relic was. Now she knows it's a book. At first, Aveline calls her out for how it's not important. And then she says all of a sudden it'll miraculously help the rioting situation inside Kirkwall. She's clearly been deceiving us for most of this time. But, again, if her life is at risk, and I am inclined to believe her when she says it might help. I don't think that's manipulation. She doesn't seem like she's currently manipulating me. She seems like she's desperately in need of help and is suffering with quite a guilty conscience.
Isn't it odd that someone would run to the Qunari?
Not really.
They're elves accused of murder. Maybe they feel they've nothing to lose by fleeing the alienage.
And if their conversion is genuine?
I don't know. But how many more will try if I allow this? Justice must be respected.
Look, Aveline, if I was in Hawke's position, I'd be explaining to her the situation with converting to the Qun and how that works for them. The Qunari are not going to recognize their past grievances because it's irrelevant. You start a new life once you convert, which is why it's so appealing to people. They get that chance for a fresh beginning, to start again better, to do better.
You're expecting trouble?
After what happened to the Viscount's son, yes. I'm hoping the Qunari aren't looking for a fight. I'm hoping they'll be reasonable. But we'll see.
Well, first things first, we do Isabella's first.
The relic issue has to be resolved before we take on the Qunari.
You trust her this much?
I do.
Probably not. I wouldn't.
I trust her enough to
They
believe
won't
her
wait to the
concern is
compound
genuine.
forever, Hawke. I really do hope this helps, because if it doesn't...
You think I like having this thing on my mind? Come on. The exchange is happening tonight in a low-town foundry.
Are you sure about this? The champion was asked to go to the Qunari.
I suppose you think he planned the entire thing.
Considering what it led to.
Come on, Seeker. I'm not going to sell Hawke short, but nobody could have foreseen the way that that would go down. Or do you still think I'm lying to protect my friend?
There are elements of your story that make sense. And you couldn't have known about them otherwise.
Well, that's a relief.
But that doesn't mean you're telling me everything.
I want this story to be told. You're not the first to get it all wrong. I think I owe Hawke that much.
I mean, it doesn't look bad, right? We've been in Kirkwall how long? And during this time, we have everything going to shit, basically. We have things going on with the mages, the Templars, the Chantry, the Qunari. The Viscount's son is dead, the Deep Roads expedition happens, the Lyrium idol. Like, we are kind of smack bang in the center, and based on where this leads, I think you'll understand too why it looks pretty bad for Hawke. But like Varric said, it's not on us. We are just in smack bang in the middle of a series of unfortunate events here, so I am actually going to split the episode here because the things that are going to happen next time are all quite pivotal, so I want to give that its own jam. So that is where I'm going to wrap this one up. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. If you want to support the cause and help improve the channel, please do check out my Patreon, linked in the description below. Otherwise, stay tuned and I'll see you soon with more Dragon Age 2. Take care everybody, have a great day. Peace.